This is Milwaukee's News Center, the station with the most local news. WITI, Fox 6, Milwaukee.
Good morning and welcome back to Fox 6 Wake Up. It's Wednesday, it's September 7th.
Our top stories on this Wednesday morning.
Good morning, I'm Unique Dollhouse, live with the latest details on the M-Change project. Stick around because we have some new information to tell you.
And what's being done by the state's lawmakers to try and stop the rising prices at the pump.
Hey Kim, sunrise is over an hour old, so some of the areas of fog are starting to lift. Here's the snapshot for today. We could see some very widely scattered showers early on, a greater chance of showers and scattered thunderstorms as we go into the afternoon-evening time frame. Afternoon high of 85 degrees, cooler near the lake, and the winds are out of the south-southwest at about 10, shifting to the north. Now we go back up to Joe LaBarbera in Sky Fox 6.
I was going to say, stay with me. Sky Fox 6 jamming up east and westbound along I-94 this morning. Got some mix of just clouds and sun where the sun is sort of half on the traffic and half in the shade. It's kind of a weird thing this morning, but you'll get used to it if you're headed westbound along 794 because you will have nothing to do but head westbound onto I-94. The ramp to go north and southbound on I-43 shut down and will be for the next 3 years. You can see traffic moving fairly slowly past that through the M-Change westbound. Really jamming up as you try to work your way past 16th Street and then again past 26th out toward 35th and points west. So heads up, headed westbound this morning out of the Marquette. Things jamming up and again for the ride home tonight. As you go westbound on 794, you cannot go north or southbound on I-43. You can only head westbound onto I-94. Reporting live, I'm Joe LaBarbera in Sky Fox 6.
All right, so that's a look from above the Marquette interchange.
So how are people on the ground handling the big switch? Unique Dollhouse is there. How did you handle the big switch?
You know what, Kim, I think I handled it just fine sitting in the live truck this morning.
Yeah, being a passenger has its perks.
Exactly, being a passenger has its perks. You know, we're seeing a lot of orange and white down here. Of course, the biggest sign, ramp closed. This morning we saw a lot of road closed. That's what you're going to have to get used to. Like Joe said, ramps from westbound 794 to northbound and southbound I-43 are closed. And the same applies to the westbound 794 on-ramp from 2nd Street. The worst part about all of this and what everyone's talking about is this is actually going to be affecting us for the next 3 years. It will not be reopened until 2008. So what are your options? Well, you have a couple of options. If you're hoping to head north, you can make your way through the city all the way to McKinley and then pick up from there. Otherwise, if you'd like to take another route or if you normally are using 794 entrance ramp to go south on 43, you're just going to want to enter on Jackson Street and take 794 over the Hone Bridge. I know it's a lot to remember right now and it's sort of confusing and things, but once you get used to it, I'm sure it'll be just like commuting like it used to be. Of course, you know, there's a great picture right there. I don't know if that's a DOT cam or if we're looking at Joe Skyfox shot, but that's a lot better than what we're seeing down here underneath this bridge. Kim, Mark, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Unique.
Now, you can leave your own free will, or you could be forced to get out.
That's the situation in New Orleans. The mayor there saying that to people who are still inside the flooded city. Mayor Ray Nagin is telling police officers in the military to use force if necessary to get those people to go. Rescuers say some people, especially the elderly, won't go because they don't want to lose what they have and they're not really aware or understanding the dangers. But the mayor says the holdouts are placing themselves at risk because of tainted floodwaters and other things, but authorities have not yet started forcing people to leave. One captain says that would be a public relations nightmare for the police.
As many as 500 people from the south could wind up staying in Kenosha County. The Salvation Army's Camp and Conference Center Camp Wonderland is ready to give the hurricane victims whatever they need. Volunteers are there and ready to help. Camp Wonderland says its storage facility is filled to the max, so for now all it needs is money. 7:35, some stories new at 7 today. Not a good weather day for those living down in Florida. They're dealing with heavy rain and powerful winds. Tropical storm Ophelia is turning. A warning is posted from Sebastian Inlet to Flagler Beach on the Atlantic coast.
Plans for a memorial to the people who died in Pennsylvania on 9/11 are being unveiled today. One design calls for a small chapel with 40 metallic wind chimes. Another features a bravery wall inscribed with the names of the dead. Organizers showed the design in Washington. They hope to raise $30 million in private money for the project.
Well, they've been trying to crack down on junk food in schools, but a new report says there's still way too much of it. It says candy, soda, pizza, and other snacks compete with nutritious meals. Iowa Senator Tom Harkin, who requested the study, says schools are one of the biggest sources of unhealthy foods for kids. Shorewood native Chief Justice William Rehnquist will be buried today.
President Bush, is one of the speakers at today's funeral. Rehnquist continues to lie in repose in the Great Hall of the Supreme Court. The public has a few final hours today to pay their respects. Rehnquist died Saturday night.
And of course, the big story now, as far as the Supreme Court goes, is who will succeed Rehnquist. President Bush has nominated John Roberts to become the new Chief Justice. He was nominated originally to be the associate to replace Sandra Day O'Connor. And GOP conservatives excited about Roberts, a longtime conservative. He's only 50 years old. If he is approved, he could be on the high court for 25 or 30 years.
And it's interesting. He's got a lot ahead of him. First of all, some of the Democrats are saying this changes the whole landscape, because before, when he was being nominated to replace Sandra Day O'Connor, that was one thing, but now we're talking about the Chief Justice position, and that's a whole nother. And Rehnquist was on the court 14 years before he was promoted to Supreme Court Justice. So this is someone who's coming in new. He's 50 years old. The average age on the court is like 70. So imagine us if we suddenly get this new boss who, hasn't been in the business any time whatsoever, and all of a sudden, he's telling us what to do. There's, some growing pains that could happen if he is confirmed and becomes the Supreme Court Justice.
Yeah, 2 of the last 3 Chief Justices were named from outside the High Court. Warren Burger was the judge on the D.C. Court of Appeals. Earl Warren was the governor of California. So historically, this has been done before. And at the same time, yes, Roberts was not publicly opposed by the Democrats as he was being held as an associate. And really, there's not a lot of difference between associate and Chief Justice in terms of formal power. The only difference is the Chief Justice, if he's in the majority, can decide who writes the opinion for the majority. But other than that, the title is symbolic. But in this day and age of political fighting, symbolism is definitely important.
Scalia wanted that position, as well as Clarence Thomas, who've been on the court for quite some time. And again, here's this newbie. And although it's symbolic, the title, he is kind of like the timekeeper on the court. And Rehnquist did that very well. I was reading some of the things that Scalia, I guess, was often long-winded. And so Rehnquist would just kind of shoot him a look to kind of like hush up, and he would do that. So now, if Roberts is confirmed, he'll have that job of telling the senior, in time, justices to, wrap it up. And that could be kind of tough.
Let's hear what the GOP has to say about Roberts as the head man on the court.
Judge Roberts does have the skill, he does have the mind, he does have the intellect and the temperament to lead the Supreme Court for decades to come.
I'm proud of my nominee to be the chief. And the goal is to get this good person confirmed by the time the court convenes.
Now, Roberts, again, during his confirmation as an associate, no Democrat raised a public objection. So the Republicans are saying, if you didn't doubt his credentials now or then, why is this such a big problem now if we're going to nominate him to be the Chief Justice?
And the deadline here is October 3rd. The president trying to get both of the vacancies now filled before the new session of the Supreme Court. So, we'll see if this is a good thing, the nomination of Roberts, or if it just stalls things and they end up not starting the way they want to start. Well, another story that kind of caught our eyes this morning. In Bellingham, Washington, a man turned himself into authorities, confessing that he killed 2 sex offenders, and he found his victims, identified his victims, by going on to the Sheriff's Department's website of sex offenders and pinpointed them that way.
Now, Michael Anthony Mullen called the prosecution in Bellingham, Washington, called authorities and said, I did this. And yesterday in court said, basically, hey, I'm guilty. He pled guilty before he was even formally arraigned, which technically he can't do that. He said, can I have a speedy trial? He is proud of this, and the prosecution officials in Bellingham are saying that they hope that he acted alone, but you never know what kind of copycat situation could arise from this. Of course, most people want to know if there are registered sex offenders in their living room or in their neighborhoods close to their living rooms. They want to know if their kids are going to be protected, but most of them are not going to form a hit list because he wanted to kill some other people too. He wrote a letter saying there are other people out there
to the newspaper saying
on that list.
And in this case, it seems like it was premeditated because he dressed in an FBI jumpsuit. He identified himself as being with the FBI when he introduced himself to these 2 men whom he later killed, and said, hey, you're on this hit list, someone wants to kill sex offenders, and that's how he got close to them, and then he killed him. So yeah, it doesn't seem like this was just kind of a random I'm just going to do this. He thought about it.
Yeah, he was motivated apparently by the child kidnapping and killing in Idaho, the Gronies, the young Grony children, and apparently that was his motivation. So he'll be formally arraigned next week, but basically he said he's already done it, and he faces a couple of life sentences because of that. So we'll keep you posted.
That's what we're talking about this morning. We'll be talking about stuff all week long, so look for it. 7:42 now, and gas prices. Can't stop talking about that. $3 a gallon, and state lawmakers are looking for ways to cut the cost. 3 Republican lawmakers proposed cutting the state's gas tax by 15 cents for 4 months. The governor rejected that idea, so lawmakers behind the idea say they're looking for another way to cut the gas tax, while others are pushing for an end to Wisconsin's automatic increase in the gas tax every year for inflation.
7:42, still to come, a preview of the Sheep and Wool Festival at Jefferson this weekend.
And coming up, Gus is taking a tour of a Bayview home.
A very special Bayview home right across from Humboldt Park. This is one of 10 homes on the tour this coming Saturday, all to benefit the Bayview Community Center. We'll take a peek inside. Look at this gorgeous redone kitchen. Wait till you see the rest of the house. That'll happen in just a minute or two. Stay with us.
Fat. I used to worry about nasty germs and ugly stains. But now I use Lysol toilet bowl cleaner. Lysol's powerful formula clings, killing germs. It gets under the rim. Look how fast tough lime scale disappears. Watch this. It destroys tough rust stains, leaving the bowl sparkling clean. And it kills germs to help protect my family.
Life demands Lysol. That's a fact. To clean and brighten your toilet, try Lysol toilet bowl cleaner with bleach.
Get the biggest savings of the year now during Menards' incredible paint, stain, and decor sale. Choose from the best selection of interior and exterior paint and stain from Dutch Boy, Pittsburgh, Thompson's, and Woolman. All in-stock wallpaper and borders are on sale. Save big money on framed mirrors, rollers, and brushes, too. Decorate your home and save now during Menards' incredible paint, stain, and decor sale.
Save big money at Menards.
Here's what people are saying about Andrew Nissan.
When I think of Andrew, I think of fabulous prices and great service.
Andrew Nissan is where you can get a great price on a Nissan and quality service every time you're there.
I take all my vehicles to Andrew for service. Andrew's service is quality, and the people follow up on their commitments to us.
Service. I don't know how to fix a car, but Andrew does.
I invite you to visit Andrew Nissan, where customer service is not a department, but our passion.
Without steady blood donations, emergency calls for blood can go unanswered. Surgeons can't schedule even routine procedures. Chemotherapy patients will suffer needlessly, and neonatal intensive care nurses cannot save the most fragile lives of all. We've asked politely before, but this time the gloves are off. We need your blood.
Last season's finale was shocking, but the season premiere is to die for.
Don't say anything!
Be there for the OC premiere.
Thursday at 7 on Fox 6.
On the Fox 6 Wake Up News, we put weather for 68 right now, 82 midday, maybe some rain in the picture a little bit later, 81 as you head home. This weekend, your chance to see some of the best homes in Bayview, and that's one of the hot areas in our area right now. Gus is there this morning previewing the Bayview Parade of Homes. Gus.
That's right. This house is one of the reasons this is a hot area. This has happened so many times. People have loved the Bayview area. They move into a home here. They start renovating it, upgrading it, decorating it, and it becomes an absolute charm. 10 of them on tour on Saturday, all to benefit the Bayview Community Center. This particular home is owned by Tim and Jennifer Bickle. Good morning.
Good morning.
You've snuck the 2-year-old out.
Yes, he's with his grandma.
And you people just make me feel so inadequate by doing this. I just found out that you began renovating this house last May.
Yes.
You have done in 4 months what I haven't been able to do in 30 years in my home. I think that's absolutely amazing. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
And congratulations for being on the tour as well. When you first moved in, you're an artist. When you first moved in, did you plan on doing this much to it? Was this all in the back of your mind? Did you have a plan, or did you kind of go at it one room at a time?
I think we had an overall vision, but we didn't think we would have it done this soon. The tour is what prompted us to get everything done so quickly.
So it really went faster than you thought?
Oh, much faster.
Okay, well, I know where you had some help too, and that's That's in the help of Tim. Good morning, Tim. Good
morning.
Carpenter, huh?
Oh, it used to be.
It helps. Well, that's one of those skills you never really lose.
That's right.
And we're looking at some beautiful carpentry in this house, some great woodwork, some of it original, some of it duplicated by you?
Yes, yes.
Well, the idea was to keep the particular style from 1925?
Sure, yeah, a lot of the details with the millwork and the way that the casing and all that goes together, we wanted to try to match that so it looked original.
Well, it really does look original. It's a beautiful home. There's a large opening, though, from the kitchen, which you've completely redone, into the dining room. That opening wasn't there originally.
Right. There was a built-in cabinet there that we removed and then made it open to just create that open space between the two rooms.
Well, the open space is really nice, too. Although there are some beautiful French doors here, when you keep them open, it opens into a huge dining room, and that beautiful bay overlooks the park. The living room is also gorgeous. Were the leaded glass windows in the living room original, too?
Yes. We really haven't done anything carpentry-wise in the living room other than paint and window treatments.
Okay. And I don't know what term they use for this in these small bungalow or cottage-style homes. There's also a small bay right off the front door of the house, sort of a sunroom, a little miniature sunroom, and you've made it a home for a piano as well.
Right.
All of the decorating work that's done in here, though, is just spectacular. Now, okay, you're married to an artist, which helps. So you made sort of the decisions on color. You also made a lot of this. I understand you sewed pillows.
Yes.
The paintings are your originals.
Correct. Yeah.
You got quite a collection going.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, okay, there's a future for you in home decorating. As soon as the baby grows up, that should be fine for you, if nothing else. But I want to pass along this word, too, that some of your original paintings, is it originals or prints, that were purchased by the ferry?
They have 6 of my original paintings.
Okay.
Yep, there's 3 in the terminal and 3 on the ship.
If you get a chance, you might see Jennifer Bickle's paintings right there, right at the ferry. Look, the Bayview Homes Tour is Saturday. It's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. For the day of the tour, it's $15, $12.50 if you buy it in advance. You'll be able to travel throughout the Bayview area. They'll give you a map. It's kind of a self-guided tour to look at all the homes. Make sure you take a look at all of them and pay special attention to this one. It's absolutely gorgeous. We haven't even talked about the floors or anything. You did the second floor as well?
We haven't done much except for paint in the second floor.
Okay, we'll take a look at that, though, and see, because that's part of the tour as well. We'll take a look at the second floor of this home when we come back later on. Stay with us.
All right, Gus, check back with you shortly at 7:48. Still to come, a preview of the Sheep and Wool Festival. And Bob Moore is in next with a complete look at our forecast. As we head to break, here's a tune from the Rolling Stones. Playing at the Bradley Center tomorrow night. Call now, 414-586-2389. The sixth caller with the right name of this song wins, and I think you're going to know what this is. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Reason, I've got a reason. I've got a reason to live. Reason, I've got a reason. I've got a reason to live.
Who says you were out of shape? Go to eat.
Front-end pedestrian safety system. Just one of 120 not-so-standard features available on the all-new German-engineered Passat.
Touchdown.
A first for Milwaukee. A first-rate residential golf community. The club at Brookfield Hills. Be the first to live here.
Your smart start, miss. Let's
You need 4 bowls of Smart Start to get the vitamin C in 1 bowl of Total.
your grape nuts.
More than 10 bowls to match Total's calcium.
Chef recommends 2 spoons.
2 spoons?
Special K for you.
And even 20 bowls of original Special K couldn't equal the whole grain in Total. Only Total has 100% whole grain, 100% of 12 vitamins and minerals, and 100 calories.
We'll take Total.
Sorry, no substitutions.
Total, 1 bowl, 100%.
Faster than a decongestant, more powerful than a stuffy nose. It's Breathe Right nasal strips. Honey, my allergies keep me up every night. How's this gonna help?
Just try it.
When allergy congestion is keeping you awake, you won't believe the instant nasal congestion relief that comes from Breathe Right strips. Nasal congestion limits airflow, but Breathe Right's patented reflex action gently lifts open nasal passages to help you get more air. Breathe better, sleep better with Breathe Right nasal strips. Original tan or clear for sensitive skin.
As we approach the 8 o'clock hour, we'll check out some warming temperatures, if you will. 68 degrees right here at our FOX6 studios. 68 as well as in Kenosha to the south, 63 Sheboygan to the north. Your marine forecast on this Wednesday will include sailing around some showers. Southwest winds 10 knots this morning, veering to the northeast, picking up 15 knots throughout the afternoon. Wave activity 1 to 2 feet. As we check out Milwaukee's first and original 7-day outlook, you'll see that we have a chance of showers this morning. That's very slight, but a greater chance as we go throughout the evening and overnight hours. 85 is a high today, overnight. Very comfortable upper 50s weather. As we go throughout Thursday, tomorrow will be mostly cloudy, and in the evening, another chance of some showers that will continue overnight. Last Friday, we start a stretch of dry weather. 78 on Friday, all the way up to 83 degrees on Tuesday. And right in the middle of the weekend, Mark, we're going to start seeing those dew points come up. And again, a lot more muggy. Mark.
Bob, thank you. 7:53. The Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival is coming up this weekend in Jefferson. It is a big deal. This year, they're honoring those serving overseas. Joining us with a preview right now, Dorothy Schmidt is right here. Tink Lidhart is right there. And Sue Hansen is handling a couple of the collies featured at the show. Ladies, it's great to have you on the show now.
Thank you.
Tink, let me start with you. And this is a quilt honoring those serving overseas. And quilts are always a big part of this festival. Tell us a little bit about this particular work.
This is one of 72 quilts that we are making nationally. We've had a lot of contributors nationwide to go to families of the fallen from the 1st Battalion, 3rd Marine Division out of Kaneohe Bay, Hawaii. They lost 48 service members during their deployment to Iraq, and an additional 6 other Marines who were attached to their battalion. So we wanted to do something for the families to say we remember, we'll never forget, and we love you.
Boy, this is beautiful. And people are just so into quilts these days.
Yes.
It is the craze, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Very much so, very much so. And you'll find quilters of all types. And our quilts reflect, I think our youngest block came from a 5-year-old. We have quilts from inmates in Nevada. And we've gotten a lot of help locally. And Fabric Fusion right down the street from you is hosting another assembly day for us next week.
All right,
so
well,
everybody's welcome.
Very nice.
Come and learn.
Dorothy and Sue, I have to ask you about another big part of this, and that's the dogs. You're handling mint and thistle here. Tell us about some of the competitions that folks can see.
Well, last year, this is for Border Collies, and this is the Crook and Whistle Stock Dog Trial. Last year they had 90 entries, so I think they'll probably go over this year. It starts on Friday at 8 o'clock in the morning. And also Saturday and Sunday at 8 o'clock in the morning. It'll be going all day. So they have a nice entry. And this is for, I say, the Border Collies. I've got Mint here, and she's almost 9, so she's kind of on the quiet end of the trialing. And then we've got our new one coming up, Little Thistle. He's 4 months old. And in the future, he will be trialing. So
I've seen this at State Fair. These are hard-working dogs when they have to herd the sheep into a certain area, into a little pen sometimes. Tell us a little bit about the competition.
Well, I haven't done as much with him because he's new, and Dorothy is the more experienced person with that, but it's something that we hope to get into in the future with him. He's from, from herding lines, and it's just amazing how they can work the sheep, and they can do it without really much help from you. It's just born into them how they know what to do and how to work the sheep. So it's a lot of fun to watch, and people should come down and see it.
It's a great event. It's happening this weekend, September 9th to the 11th at the Jefferson County Fair Park in Jefferson. WisconsinSheepandWoolFestival.com is the website to check out for more information. Ladies, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate you being here. Stay with us on Wake Up. We'll be right back.
The Subaru Outback. The go-anywhere, do-anything sport utility wagon. It makes other vehicles seem prehistoric, or at least pre-Subaru. Subaru Outback.
Excuse me, Mr. Limpton.
What is it, Jenkins?
What's good news, sir? It's the final week of Ashley Furniture Home Store's big event.
Thank goodness. That no interest till 2010 plus no payments till 2006 has been killing us.
It's the final week for Ashley Furniture Home Store's big event. One final week of no interest till 2010, plus no payments till 2006. And Ashley direct prices on America's favorite furniture. Monday, it's over.
Hey, I came as soon as I heard about Muffin.
He was the sweetest cat ever.
I know. It's all right.
He's just so cute.
Mocha.
No, baby, Muffin.
Muffin. Yeah, Muffin. The cat.
The tempting DQ Latte in mocha, cappuccino, French vanilla, and new caramel. Do one.
Whether it's here at my Speedway or helping out with volunteer projects in my community, I like to help people. That means giving my customers the best breakfast deal in town. Get 2 7th Street Deli Hot breakfast sandwiches for just $3. That's right, 2 for just $3. Always hot, always fresh, always ready. At Speedway, it's always great values, great prices. You've got my word on it.
We're on your way, the convenience stores of Speedway.
Now, get a free NFL quart cup filled with your favorite soft drink, just 89 cents.
To my best friends, may everything stay as perfect as it is right now.
Reunion. Thursday at 8 on Fox 6.
At 8.
We'll talk live with a popular children's author, Laura Numeroff, about her new book, If You Throw a Pig a Party.
Plus, we'll be in the kitchen to preview a great tasting event that benefits cystic fibrosis.
And we'll preview this weekend's last festival of the summer. It's Indian Summer Festival.
Our top stories are 2 minutes and 15 seconds away. You're watching Fox 6 Wake Up News. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. We'll be back.
Fox 6 Wake Up News.